Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is once again time for that all-so familiar sound to come out of your computer screens, out of your speakers, and just basically all around hit you like a sack of bricks. That is my voice, the voice of the Absolutely Completely Random podcast for Saturday, February 18th, 2017. As always, I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes, still recovering from my cold. Though I'm on the upswing, I'm not as bad as I was last week, which is a good sign. I'll get into that a little more later. So what topics did I manage to dig up for everyone this week? Well, I got the so controversial PewDiePie YouTube bullshit show that's going on. I'm going to be talking about an article from Otaku USA magazine where Makoto Shinkai says that anime has a symbolic relationship with Korea. We'll get into that. I'm going to be talking about Japanese theaters holding an all-night Yuri on Ice viewing party. That was like last week, I think. Holy Christ, that's impressive. I'm going to be talking about the newest Super Sentai series, Q Ranger, which I actually got to watch. Duel Masters having their new series premiering on April 2nd of this year. Yay, the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series is on its way. Speaking of things on its way from Japan, or I should say things that won't be on their way from Japan, CD Japan has announced that Avex Pictures is restricting overseas Blu-ray, DVDs, and CD shipments. Yep, that's not going to be good. A Kamen Rider actress is retiring to devote herself to a controversial religious group. Oh, how touching. And so much more, including how Shaman King creator turned down plans for a new anime because the original cast and music could not be used. Wow, that's big. And on top of that, a few other things here and there spread out throughout the podcast. But, as always, you know how this works out. I'm my own sponsor. I'm my own man. So, yeah, there you go. Check me out, aroads2012 on eBay. If you're in the mood for Yu-Gi-Oh cards, DVDs, collectibles, what have you. I'm uploading and currently uploading some newer stuff. Just got some Yu-Gi-Oh cards today, in fact. Going through keeping the ones that I want and putting the other ones up there so everybody can have a chance to try to get their favorite card. Because remember, when multiple people are selling something, you can always trust the person that's got a 100% feedback, because I ship the stuff out with care. And if you're not satisfied, I feel like I fucked up somewhere, and I do mean that. So once again, check me out on YouTube or on eBay. aroads2012 on eBay. That's all lowercase ARHOADS hyphen 2012. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRhodes. And please, I could really use the followers. They seem to be dropping like flies lately. So let's have a little how my week was update like we do every week. Actually pretty good. Worked 3 days this week. Found out I only got to work 2 days next week. I started praising whatever God you wanted me to praise at that point. I was ecstatic about it. Sadly, I almost missed work on Wednesday because I was really, really sick. How sick, you ask? Well, as you can tell by my voice and my voice from last week, pretty damn sick. I have a sinus infection with a nice touch of a chest cold mixed in just for good measure, because those two go hand in hand with each other so well. Do I take medicine for it? That depends. Do cough drops and like generic brand Tylenol count as medicine? Because if they do, then yes. If they don't, then no. My mom did give me like some Vicks, like an off-brand of vapor rub, so I could breathe a little easier last night and this morning. Forgot to take any though for tonight. Didn't think I was gonna need it. So if I do blow my nose or something tonight, or if I cough a lot, which I'm probably going to, it's gonna happen for a while, folks. Nothing I can do about it. I do have a drink tonight, some High C, courtesy of my new favorite convenience store, the Fleetwood Food Market. If you ever get a chance and you're in the Fleetwood area, in Pennsylvania, I should say, check them out. They're really good. The owner there is really nice, and yeah, or at least the employees. I don't know if he's the owner. I think he might be. Either way, he's really nice. You can check them out. There's some free publicity for them because I like them. They're way better than Turkey Hill, which I will never set foot on their property again. But yeah, so my week went pretty well. I was really sick though on Wednesday. I mean, I went to work. I was like half asleep, half awake, barely standing at work. Then I came home and I pretty much crashed till like 2 o'clock. My mom woke me up and said, "Hey, it's 2 o'clock, time to get up." And I'm like, "Oh, damn, I gotta get up." So that was that. This morning was kind of fun though, because my soon-to-be leaving supervisor got sick. She was late, which made me and the only other guy that works freight late. And yeah, that was all great, and whatnot. But yep, so we get a new girl next week to begin her training with the store manager and with us, and then the following week is her first time alone. So let's hope it works out. If not, well, we burned through a few before. Doesn't mean we won't burn through another one. They burn out. We're just cogs in the wheel on this one. So let's get on with the podcast this week. Enough about my bullshit and everything that happens with me during the week. I mean, Valentine's Day for me, I was alone. I got a nice gift though from my mom. She made me a pizza lunch, homemade. So I did have a somewhat good Valentine's Day. I've been listening to the CU podcast off and on since it came out, I want to say Wednesday, because I was able to download it on Thursday, and I've been listening to it partially in some of the clips that were put up on YouTube. And that's how we're going to segue into our first topic. Oh, no. I'm going to save this topic. For a little later down the road. No, it's going to be today. It's going to be on the night. That's not a problem. But I'm just going to save it for a little further down the road than just having it right now. So, let's talk about Makoto Shinkai's startling revelation that anime's symbolic relationship with Korea. Yep. That's right. The article was from Otaku USA, Matt Shinley, who, and I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name, but you really do have one of those weird names. At least your last name's kind of weird. I was like, Sheely, Scootley, I don't know how it's pronounced. I'm kind of thinking almost like it's the first half of school and then Lee at the end. So like, Scootley, I don't know. But this article was done, and I have actually gotten a chance to read this for a little bit, but as always with articles, I'm going to read them off to you and then give you my feedback and opinions as I'm reading them. And coughing and sucking down some of my drink at the same time. The article starts off by saying, if you've been watching anime for any length of time, you've probably noticed a mysterious entity called DR Movie keeps popping up in the credits. This is not a human named Movie who has completed a doctorate. Yeah, you wish. Though that would be pretty awesome, even the article agrees. But a Korean animation studio that's provided in-between animation, digital paint, and other services for hundreds of Japanese animation productions. DR Movie is only one example of the anime industry's dependence on Korean animators to meet labor demands. Sure, because you're not getting enough Japanese labor, because you constantly have to have ads out for that. Makoto Shinkai, director of Your Name, the movie that is currently taking the world by storm, was denied an Oscar chance. It is the Leo DiCaprio of the anime world at this point. And I find it offensive, but it's true. Sorry about that. I find it offensive, but it's true. Yeah, which is currently making a lot of won in South Korea. Yeah, big time. Had this to say about the symbolic relationship in a recent interview. To quote Makoto, I've had a Korean woman on the main staff at my studio for the last 10 years. Also, Japanese animation itself can't be unlinked from Korean animation studios. Or in other words, if Korean studios didn't exist, it would be hard to make any Japanese animation at all. Korea bears a huge portion of the work. So, we're calling them Japanese animation. Yeah, we should just call it Korean animation. But, alright, whatever. Sorry about that. So why is Shinkai saying this is a big deal? Things are tense between the two countries right now. Oh, of course. North Korea wants to blow up the world. South Korea wants to save the world. It's basically the Korean War version 2. This time for my generation to enjoy. Where was I? Oh yeah, let's see. The two countries, right now, tense with two top Japanese diplomats recently recalled from Korea and a proposed currency swap halted because of the ongoing comfort woman controversy. I don't know what that is because I don't follow politics, and I don't follow politics for a goddamn reason. Korea continues to eat up Japanese pop culture, though, and vice versa, showing that soft power creators like Shinkai, rather than politicians, may have a better shot at uniting the people of these two divided countries. This pretty much goes back to, I've been saying this for years. I can actually compare this with something. For years, I have been saying that if every single person in the world had a slice of pizza, because it is the one food in the world that you can custom make to somebody's liking. If they can't have yeast, you can make it without yeast. Though I don't know how it would taste, but you can do that. They can't have this or that, you can customize it. If every person in the world had a slice of pizza, there would be no war. Because it is the one food that can be shared, it is universal. So now we have two countries that are symbolic of one another. They're basically like a symbiote. One needs the other one to survive. At least as far as the anime is concerned. So that's kind of cool. So what thinking is that your anime show comes directly from Japan. You have the Korean animators to thank for this. So that's kind of nice. Would it be something cool seeing animation studios resolving politics? Hell no. Let's not even try to bring that into... these people are like a drop in the bucket as far as these countries are concerned. They're basically figuring, oh, well, we want to have this, this, and this. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, and our animation department wants to know if your animation department wants to have lunch next week. What? Oh, they want to go to P.F. Chang's. Wait, what? Oh, they don't want to go to P.F. Chang's. That's cool with you? Okay, cool. All right. And how about the rest of the stuff that we want? Total domination of the world? No? Oh, all right. Well, I guess your lunch date's settled then. And I don't mean that to sound like insensitive or anything, but that's sort of how big of a deal these countries will consider this. Because you'll have big time stuff like, we want world peace. Oh, well, we want this, this, and this. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, but our animators want this and this from your country's animators. No. That was almost as bad as the U.S. I think they sent like a basketball player to North Korea. I remember hearing about a couple years ago. So, yeah. But it's still nice to know that the stuff that I enjoy, like the anime that I watch, doesn't entirely come from Japan, but comes from Korea as well. So it is kind of nice. Which is fine because the action figures usually come from China. So it all balances out in the great world of Asia. That's where all the good shit comes from. You have the anime is usually created somewhere in Japan, animated in Korea, and the toys for the figures, if it gets any, are made in China. Alright then. So where we go. Alright, speaking of Japanese stuff, Japanese theaters last Saturday, if I'm reading the article correctly, it would have been last Saturday, held an all-night Yuri on Ice viewing party. Oh boy. For those of you unfamiliar with what Yuri on Ice is, let me give you a rundown. It's a hugely popular ice skating series that is 12 episodes long, took the entire anime world by storm, and people are clamoring for Season 2. Whether or not it's ever going to happen, who knows? So, one theater in, and I am going to mispronounce this, I know it, and it's sad because I tried so hard all week after I read the article to try to pronounce it right. Roppongi, Tokyo, also held a special talk event with several members of the cast and crew, including character designer, storyboarder, and writer Mitsuru Kubo and Toshiyuki Toyonaga. Junichi Suwabe and Kokai Uchiyama. And I do apologize profusely if I mispronounced any of that. The actor shared some memories about the recording with Toyonaga saying, in a quote here, "I really wanted to act from the heart. So from episode 7 or so onward, I have no recollection, but through this series, I was able to gain a deep connection to Suwabe-san, to which Suwabe responded, 'Oh,' in a very Victor-like voice." I haven't personally seen much of this series. I think I actually managed to watch like one episode, and it started putting me to sleep. So, it's not exactly one that's going to be on my list of... It's not going to be on my list of things to watch anytime soon. So, but basically, the event started around midnight. The screening, the screening, which lasted until 4 a.m., then began. And the assembled Yuri on Ice fans were reportedly on fire the whole time. Okay. So I don't know when exactly this started. I want to assume about midnight, you would imagine. Give or take, I want to say around midnight. So 4 hours, 12 episodes, I want to say about half an hour long. Q&A, talking time. So I have to try to imagine that sort of like a Star Trek convention, where you have the Star Trek people and the nerds that admire... I'm sorry, the Trekkies. The Trekkies. I apologize. That... Well, it's basically... Well, yeah, there could be some nerds there, too. Some nerds there, too. You never know. Having the Q&A and everything else. So, yeah, I could understand that. So, but for it to last, I don't know when it started, but I know it lasted until at least 4 in the morning. That's pretty damn impressive, if I do say so myself. So, that's all I got to say on that topic, because, like I said, I'm not that big a fan of it. I tried watching one episode, and I started falling asleep, like, really, really badly. Alright, so... let's get off of Yuri on Ice and let's talk about a couple other anime series. Yugioh Vrains is coming out. We finally have a tentative, I think, date sometime. I think they were saying like April-ish, I want to say, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's coming out. The new gimmick with this one is Link Monsters. And I recently was watching a video on YouTube by Capital G, or I think it's Mega Capital G on YouTube, who does like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh videos, like cards, playbacks, stuff like that, deck battles, what have you. And he was explaining the link system that he got off of the net, and it made no sense to me. Now, I have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh since it came out. I want to say around the time it came out here in the U.S., at least the card game-wise. I know I got my first starter deck when I was in 8th grade, and I have collected it on and off since. Yeah, I remember fondly in high school spending my entire allowance a week on Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which when you only get $12 a week for an allowance, pretty much buys you 3 packs of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and that's the end of it. And I remember buying those, and I still have a lot of them. Though granted, I'm getting rid of some of them slowly, and I get others. So it's not an entire love loss. But, no, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. Now, the gimmick, though, of this Link summon is what's starting to bother me a little bit, because I'm trying to figure out how exactly it's going to play into the game. Apparently, Link monsters have no levels, they have no ranks, because they're Link scaled, I guess, is what they're called, or they're Link connected. And I guess it'll make sense. I guess Konami will come out with a video like they did with Pendulum Summoning and explain this, because they're almost going to have to. Because a lot of people learn this by seeing it happen, seeing it done half a dozen times. I know I'm going to be one of those people because I'm an auditory learner. So for me, I have to see the stuff being done for me to understand it and for me to grasp what it is I'm doing. So, that being said, I kind of hope they come out with something soon so I can kind of make some sense of this. And a lot of the other fans, too, would be nice. But on this same topic, though, there was another video that Mega Capital G did, and I kind of have to agree with this one, mostly because I was thinking this for a while, but I wasn't exactly sure on it. And when he pointed it out, and it kind of connected some of the missing dots that I was missing in my own assumption. Another YouTuber out there called Forever World, who also apparently has their own channel on a Roku channel that I've stumbled across a couple times. Don't ask me which one, because I'd have to think off the top of my head, and I don't remember which one it is, because I said I was going to avoid that one. Mostly because he has his channel on it, and it's weird. But anyway, he has a show on there, I should say. He usually does like a lot of anime stuff, what have you. But Mega Capital G did a video where he's like, what he's kind of saying is wrong. Like, he really didn't do any research into this. He doesn't really, like, he's not really talking about the series. He's pretty much just reading something. Like, he has no idea what he's even reading. For that, I kind of have to agree. Most of the time, from stuff that I've seen from Forever World's channel, and I've seen like maybe a couple videos. I have not sat down and binge watched his ass. I don't plan to ever do that, nor do I ever really want to do that. So, yeah, I really don't plan to do that. But anyway, apparently it's up for debate now. Are his videos accurate? I don't know. I was kind of thinking that because what it seems like, the few videos of his that I've actually seen are mostly his theories. Like, this is what I think is going to happen, and he tries passing it off as fact. Well, whether or not that's true, I don't know. I'm not going to throw any mud in his face. I don't want that. I'm just saying that, you know, I'm not sure about it, whatnot. I'm not 100%, sure about anything else on that. But just kind of keep that in mind if you see the video. Just remember that. I mean, I kind of agree with the video that Mega Capital G did. So, yeah. Speaking, though, on same things about a new anime series, Duel Masters. Anybody remember that game? The card game that came out, I'd say like maybe a couple years after Yu-Gi-Oh! Had a massively popular anime series. Definitely came out with a few video games and the card game itself. Got rebranded a couple years ago into like Kaijudo Masters. Or Masters of the Kaijudo or something. Or I think it was Duel Masters, Masters of the Kaijudo or something. I don't know. But either way, it was rebranded a couple years ago. Well, they're getting a new anime series. And it's set to premiere on April 2nd. The March issue of Shoga Kukan's Koru Koru Comics magazine revealed on Wednesday. Wow, that felt good. That the next anime installment in the Duel Masters franchise, simply titled Duel Masters, will premiere on April 2nd at 8:30 in the morning on TV Tokyo networks nationwide. Now, for those of you wondering when that is, give me a couple seconds and I'll be able to tell you. April 2nd is the first Sunday of the month. So, that's pretty cool. So yeah. So what does this basically mean? Well, we're getting a new Duel Masters. I didn't even know the show was still going, to be honest with you. The website began streaming a trailer for the new series last month. The video introduces the new protagonist, Joe Kirifuda, son of the previous protagonist, Kata Kirifuda. Like I said, I didn't even know the show was still going. It also features an advertisement for the currently airing Duel Masters VSRF anime where Joe appears at a younger age. Okay, so you're having an advertisement in a card-based anime series. Now, let's face it, all card-based anime series, they're basically just commercials for the cards. So, we're having an advertisement in basically a 22 to 24 minute advertisement. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Yumiko Kobayashi, who played both of the previous Duel Masters protagonists, is voicing Joe. Setsuji Saito, Duel Masters vs. R's Naritaro Miya, will play Deki, Joe's companion who holds a secret power, and Toshiyuki Toyonaga from Digimon Universe, Apai Monsters, Rei Katsura will play Kira, Joe's rival and best friend. I'm starting to get the feeling that Japanese names are getting harder to pronounce. New series story, the balance of the creature world is starting to crumble, and a talking deck case named Deki comes to the human world to search for a duel master to preserve equilibrium. There he sees Joe's power to create creatures. Okay. A new manga series, also titled Duel Masters, premiered in the same issue of Koru Koru Comics on Wednesday. So, a new series, Duel Masters, coming out. Plot seems a little stupid, but hey, whatever helps them sell the cards. I mean, you still got Future Card Buddy Fights still going. Like I said, I stopped watching that after the start of the third season. You got Yu-Gi-Oh! All hail Yu-Gi-Oh! You have Cardfight Vanguard, I know, still going. So Duel Masters. So you got some decent card-based anime series out there. So that's actually pretty good. So, it's continuing. That's a good thing. And before we get into the next topic, let's take a little break so I can get a swig of my drink. Try to get a good cough going. And I'll be back with some more information that make you entertained and interested. So please stay tuned. This portion of the Absolutely Completely Random podcast is brought to you by A-Roads 2012 on eBay. For all your collectible trading card and weird oddity needs, check out A-Roads 2012 on eBay. Okay, and we're back. Sorry for that. I had to do a really good cough and get a nice swig of drink. It's not really going to do much good, apparently, but either way, it's better than nothing. So, let's move on. Next topic. So, the new Super Sentai series has officially begun. Uchi Sentai Q Ranger. I finally got to watch the first episode last night. And all I have to say is meh. Meh. Let me set the scene for you. Basically, the entire universe is taken over by a group of people called Jack Matter. It's an organization that's basically the Zygak Empire of this Sentai series. So what does this imply? Well, I'm kind of thinking that they're going to have the Go-Kaisers show up in this somehow. Why do I think that, you ask? Because the Go-Kaisers were just in the last one for the, for the anniversary thing. Well, because it has to do with space and pirates and fighting against... It has to do with the universe and space. You cannot tell me that their Go-Kaisers aren't going to show up in this. I'd be kind of stupid if they didn't. So, what happened so far in the first episode was we meet 3 of the 9 Q Rangers. Now, it's ironic because they go, oh yeah, all 9 of them are going to be introduced right off the bat. No, they weren't. They did not introduce all 9. They said that there were 9, but they didn't introduce all 9. We have Garu the Wolf, Lucky, the Leo, I guess you could say. We got a Bull, which name escapes me at this moment. We have a Chameleon and a, I want to say bird, Peacock, sword. I think it was a swordfish. Swordfish. Yeah, it was a swordfish. I had to think there for a minute. So anyway, why does this matter? Basically, it wasn't that bad of a series, but it did have some ups and downs. One of the major ones for me is that it kind of moved at a goofy pace. It was sort of like I was watching a Kamen Rider series beginning and not a Super Sentai series. But still, it wasn't exactly too bad. You had the main, like I said, the 3 was the cow, the chameleon, and the swordfish, and I still think it was the swordfish. I could, let me double check that quick. Because if it's not a swordfish, I'm going to get pissed off at myself. So let me open up Edge here. First time I'm using Edge in a while. In case you weren't thinking I wasn't typing. Okay. All hail Wikipedia. Okay, here we go. 41st Super Sentai series. Yay! Let's see here. Yeah, it's the first Sentai series that introduced the 9 regular members right at the beginning. That is a beeping lie. It says that there are 9 members, but we weren't introduced to all 9 of the members. Right now, we're only introduced about 7. And I'm going to say 7 at best. So, yeah. Okay, here we go. Characters is what I'm looking for here. Okay, so we actually have the characters on here. Let me read off who they are. We got Lucky. Is a naive young man with amazing luck and strong will from planet Luth in the Leo system. He transforms into Shishi Red, or basically the lion version. It's kind of cool. He's about, in all honesty, about my favorite in this one. Stinger, who we weren't introduced to yet. Garu, we were introduced to. He's from a wolf-like alien from the planet Jag. He lost his entire, lost both his pride and all of his members of his clan when the on the Jack Matter attacked. Lucky helps him recover from his trauma and move on and basically bring back his will to fight, which is cool. Let's see here. We don't have that one. Let's see here. Champ. Okay. Champ is the bull one. Is a bullfighting robot from the Taurus system who is manufactured to fight against Dark Matter. Happy-go-lucky yet hot-blooded, he's incredibly loyal to his friends and is searching for the man that killed his creator. He transforms into Oshi Black. Yeah, whatever. Let's see here. We got the silver one, but we weren't introduced to that one yet. Okay, we got Hammy is a young ninja girl from the Chameleon system. So that's the Chameleon one. She's Chameleon Green. I think the other one was Spada. Yeah, okay. The other one's Spada. So our 5 that we were introduced to in the first episode were Spada, Hammy, Champ, Garu, and Lucky. We weren't introduced to Stinger, Balance, Nagare, Raptor 283, or Kyutama. So, yeah, we weren't introduced to any of those yet. But still, wasn't a bad start, but it could have been better. I mean, as far as the Super Sentai series is concerned, it kind of left a lot on the table, in my opinion. That being said, maybe it'll pick up in the next few episodes. I don't want to ditch this like I had to ditch Kamen Rider this season, because XA just flat out pissed me off. And I really don't want to have to forego an entire year of Super Sentai, because, you know, I like the Super Sentai series. So, yeah. Alright. So let's get back into the topics that I had prepared for this week. That was a nice little sidetrack there, but nonetheless. CD Japan announced this week that Avex Pictures is restricting overseas Blu-ray, DVD, and CD shipments. Now, I know you're thinking, and this concerns me, why? Well, because if you're a fan of Yuri on Ice, now it concerns you. And now you're thinking, yeah, you bastard. Yuri on Ice and other titles will no longer be shipping outside of Japan as of this past Wednesday. The online retailer CD Japan announced back in December that Avex Pictures is restricting exports of its Blu-ray discs, DVDs, and CD titles. The company publishes anime such as Yuri on Ice and Mr. Omatsu. Now, I probably mispronounced that. I do apologize. Again, like always. Let's see. Okay. The majority of the titles that Avex Pictures publishes will become unavailable for shipment outside of Japan on Wednesday at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. After that time, the affected titles will no longer be available to order for shipment outside of Japan through CD Japan. The website will fulfill existing orders and orders placed before that time. The restriction does not apply to figures and other character goods. So yeah, you can still get the figures, like the satchel bags, probably like any note bags, vinyl crap, what have you. You can still get that crap. But it's no fun if you can't get the DVDs, the Blu-rays, or the CDs. And what the hell? That's 90% of what you buy the shit for. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, there's a Yuri on Ice notebook. Okay, I want that. Oh, Yuri on Ice messenger bag. That's mine. Oh, Yuri on Ice pendant. I'm going to take that. Yeah. Oh, look, Yuri on Ice DVD. What? Hey, why won't it come through this gateway? Oh, crap, it's restricted now. But you're thinking, okay, well, I'll just get it from another online shop somewhere in Japan. Well, unfortunately, Avex Pictures, their restriction applies to all of the online shops in Japan, which really sucks. Because then that's basically making it so that they're the only ones that anybody outside Japan can no longer get this. So that's kind of sucks. The second Blu-ray disc home video volume of Yuri on Ice anime series sold an estimated 36,470 copies in its first week and ranked number one on Oricon's animation and overall Blu-ray disc charts for January 23rd to the 29th. Volume 6 on the 27th, and is the anime's first home video release to top the overall charts, and it's also outsold the first Blu-ray disc volume in the first week's sales, which that one was 35,453 copies. Ooh, sorry about that. The first Blu-ray disc volume ranked number 2 on the overall chart. So, it kind of sucks for this. But it gets worse. That was just the Blu-ray. The DVD volumes, which shipped on the same day, sold 15,381 copies and ranked number 2 on the general DVD chart, while also ranking number 1 in the DVD animation chart. Yuri on Ice soundtrack sold on the weekly CD album chart for the week of December 26th to January 1st, and has sold 56,878 physical copies as of January 1st. The soundtrack had ranked number 1 on Oricon's weekly digital album chart for the week of December 19th to 25th, and ranked number 3 on Oricon's weekly CD chart for the same time period. The Mr. Omatsu home video release is also top sales charts in Japan. First television anime to have 2 consecutive top-selling DVD releases in a row. And, let's see, the 4th and 5th volumes ranked number 1 on Oricon charts. The 6th and 7th volumes follow suit. So why in the hell are you now restricting this crap from being released? The evidence is showing you, hey, look, it's selling somehow. I mean, okay, yeah, sure. I could probably see, because I'm in the selling of stuff myself, I could see maybe the overseas cost was starting to get to you. Well, with like digital downloads and crap, you can just watch it on like Funimation or Crunchyroll. But still, for the love of Christ, I mean, dear God. If you're selling this shit for like maybe, I'm going to say, because I know it's like 45,000 yen. So it's about $45. So let's just say this. I'm just going to convert this in my head. I'm going to do some Andrew math here. I'm going to do some less than good Andrew math because I'm a little tired and still under the weather. So you have 36,470 copies of the freaking second Blu-ray disc home video release of Yuri on Ice. So let's go. That's an estimated too, by the way. So let's go with $45 a copy. You know what? Screw it. Let's just do this with the calculators. I'm going to fuck that up so bad it ain't going to be funny. Okay, so we got 36,470, and we're times in this bitch by, let's go with $45 a pop. You just made, holy sweet Christ and Jesus, you just made over $1.5 million American. That's if you're converting this into English money. We're talking U.S. currency here. It's 1,641,150. Holy crap. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go with the first week sales for the first home video release. Let's clear this off. All right, let's go with that. The first one was 35,453. Again, $45 a pop. And okay, you're still making over 1.5 mil here. So what in the hell is wrong? I mean, come on. I mean, I know the Blu-ray shit's usually a little more expensive. Still, what the hell? It's not making any sense. I get the feeling this is going to be something that they're going to end up going wishy-washy on. They're going to end up yanking it after they get a whole buttload of angry letters. And after they notice let's say like maybe a month or two down the road, they're going to wonder, hey, how come our profit margins just took a major ass nosedive? What did we do to piss off, oh shit, the restrictions? Yeah, lift that shit now, man. We're going to need that money. I see that happening. I really do. Okay, moving on. Who out there enjoys Kamen Rider? Who remembers Kamen Rider Forze? I'm not going to mention the adult version of Kamen. Oh, it's hentai common, so yeah, all right, it's out there. Who knows the name Fumika Shimizu? Shimizu. Well, she's a 22-year-old actress best known in otaku circles for her role as Yuki Jojima in Kamen Rider Forze and Ako Himino in Hentai Kamen. I'm assuming since this is hentai that's the adult version, because I know hentai is porn in Japan. Well, unfortunately, she's announced she's retiring from acting to focus on a religious society called Happy Science. So I'm guessing this is like the Scientology of Japan. Okay? I mean no disrespect in any way, shape, or form. I want to get that out there. The views expressed in this podcast are not the views of YouTube or any subsidiary. It is not the views of Andrew Rose. This is just this first thing that pops into my head. Shimizu, who stars in the upcoming live-action Tokyo Ghoul film, canceled TV appearances on February 4th and cut off contact with her agency, as it has been reported. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go. This is what Happy Science is. I knew there was a part in this article that had it, and I apologize if I offended anyone from Happy Science. Just leave me a comment and bitch me out. I welcome it. Happy Science is a religious movement founded in 1986 by living Buddha Ryuho Okawa, who claims to be able to hold communications with the dead. Those are called seances, you moron! He has written books about his talks with the ghosts of people he and varied as Christ, Moses, Margaret Thatcher, and even Osamu Tezuka. Oh my god. Okay. So in other words, you talk to your imaginary friends. You hold a seance by sitting around a table with a couple candles. You say, I'm going to talk to Christ tonight. They basically type up words like L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah, this is Scientology. Yep, I was right the first time. And I mean no disrespect by this, but I was right the first time. Oh, God. The religion also has a political wing, the Happiness Realization Party, which denies Japanese wartime atrocities like the Nanjing Massacre and supports military expansion. Not touching that. Shimizu also played roles in the anime Akatsuki and the Dragon Dentist, was reportedly introduced to the religion by her parents, who were members since before her birth. And of course, they probably had free beer. Or they said, hey, come in here, learn about a new way to worship a god, and oh yeah, by the way, you should have a kid and introduce her to this. Introduce them to this. I see so many things wrong with this. It's brainwashing, as far as I can see. It's controversial. Oh, they got that one right. Yep. Oh, man, they got that one right. Speaking of controversial, let's just talk. Let's just get the elephant out of the room, folks. Let's get it over with. Podcast might go over an hour tonight. PewDiePie is done with YouTube. It's done on YouTube Red. I shouldn't say he's done with it. YouTube Red and Google are done with his ass. Now, I know Pat Contry on the CU podcast has done a video on this. Both he and a sick in bed cannot do the podcast because I can't. I'm in too much pain. Ian agrees with him and backs him I kind of agree with Pat, too. And I want to explain why as I read you the article from Game Informer. YouTube, which is owned by Google, by the way, announced on Tuesday that it is canceling the second season of PewDiePie's reality show, Scare PewDiePie, on YouTube Red. For those of you unfamiliar with what YouTube Red is, that's your subscription streaming site that YouTube created, I want to say like maybe last year. See here. They're also removing, ready for this, PewDiePie's channel from the Google Preferred Advertising Program. Variety has pointed out that currently the first 10 episodes of the first season are still available on YouTube Red to watch, so enjoy them while they last. But this all came out after PewDiePie, whose real name, by the way, is Felix Kjellberg, has been dropped by Disney after he stirred up a whole bunch of controversy with anti-Semitic video content. The Wall Street Journal broke this, by the way, at least part of the article in here. The journal says Disney told the publication it was cutting ties with him after reporters reached out to the company to inquire about the YouTuber's use of Nazi imagery in recent videos. The video, I guess they're assuming or talking about, I saw a small clip in the small little window on Pat Country's thing about it with the latest CU podcast. I'm pleading the fifth. I don't want to incriminate myself by saying that it's bad, but at the same time, I kind of took a little offense to it. But then again, I got thick skin. You get bullied enough in school, you start getting some thick skin. According to the Wall Street Journal, Disney found the content in the videos, to be inappropriate. And that's why the company is severing ties with him. The report cites several incidents and includes footage of the anti-Semitic content, including a video from January 11th where Kjellberg watches two men hold up a sign that says, "Death to all Jews." He later created a video defending himself, claiming that the media was mischaracterizing him. You edit your damn videos, Felix. I don't remember ever seeing anything on YouTube like, oh, come check out PewDiePie live. Therefore, you had to have known you were crossing a line somewhere. Now, I agree with Pat Country with this, and I want to stress this. I am on his side, and I'm on his side to a point, but I'm on his side nonetheless. The point that I'm on to is that if people want to do stupid shit on their own channels, and they want to do stupid shit that they want to do, more power to them. You want to put up a video where you want to say Donald Trump is Satan. More power to you. Because you're doing the stupid shit, you're taking the risk, you're the one that's going to have to deal with the consequences. What I basically think this is, and I was trying to figure out a way all week, I should say, it's most of the day, to figure out a way to kind of characterize this, is it's basically like being a little kid with an adult magazine. And you're reading it, looking at the pictures, getting a strange feeling in your no-no place, and then all of a sudden your parents are knocking at the door, and you gotta quick hide the magazine. And PewDiePie is known for drama. He's the one that made the comment, when I hit 50 million subscribers, I'm deleting my channel. Get yourself freaking here. You lying son of a bitch. Here's an idea. If you say you're going to do something, why don't you actually do it? Oh, well, I deleted a channel. No. You said you were going to delete your channel. That means delete your channel. I guarantee you the people that got you to 50 million views wanted you to delete your channel. And they were probably people that couldn't stand you. I I can't stand you. I tried watching, I will admit this. I tried about 5 years ago to watch a PewDiePie video. He wasn't that popular yet. My friends had it up. It was like 2012. My friend said something like, hey, check out PewDiePie. I'm like, who? I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the hell is this crap? And I turned it off. I think it was about 5 years ago. I had to double check that, but I did try watching one a while back. He seems like an annoying person. He's probably a good person. I can't say that for sure because I haven't met the person. But what I've seen on his videos is him acting like a stupid moron. If you want to do that, more power to you. And, then Pat was getting crap on his podcast with people going, oh, well, Disney did some anti-Semitic crap. You have to remember, back when Disney was doing a lot of their cartoons, there was not a thing called politically correct. There was no PC crap back then. You could call somebody a name, you just got your ass beat. We're talking my grandfather and my mom's eras. Okay? You just got your ass handed to you on a platter. Nowadays, you have younger people that are watching these celebrities. I mean, let's take that South Park episode. The huge, I think it was the season finale of the one year, when Cartman became huge with this online persona and PewDiePie guest starred. Let's take that episode. That showed how many people were little kids watching him depicted in that show. His target audience is like 13 to 14-year-olds. I'm 27. I am literally the combined age of his demographic. The low and high end, I am the combined age of that. And you want to have... you should have realized that there was going to be an issue with this when you're editing the video. You can't say, oh, well, the media is mischaracterizing me. Okay? They're mischaracterizing you. So how should they characterize you? I take it you're not an anti-Semitic person, you're just a person that wants to be a royal asshole? There's a very large borderline between being a jerk, being an asshole, being an anti-Semitic asshole, being a racist bastard. There's huge gaps in between each of these. So which is it then, Felix? Because what's hilarious is that occasionally I'll go onto YouTube. I won't sign into my account. I'll just go on, like for the hell of it, just to see what comes up under the trending section. And I usually see a PewDiePie video. And it's usually a, oops, I screwed up video for one that was like 2 weeks ago. Oh, I shouldn't have done this. Then why did you do it? But like I said, I agree with Pat. If you want to do stuff, and I hope to pray, Pat, if you're listening to this, Pat Contry or Ian Ferguson, if you guys are listening to this, I hope that I understood Pat correctly. If I didn't, I apologize. But I do agree with what he said. I did listen to his whole 21-minute rant. It was one of the nicest rants I think I ever heard come from him. I can safely say that as a person that has some Jewish family members, my great aunt was Jewish. May she rest in peace. My grandmother was Jewish. May she rest in peace. So, yeah, I can take a little bit of an offense to this. Because them, as they're old school, they would have hated this. Now, I'm of the, okay, like I said, I was picked on in school, so I can kind of just grow a thicker skin and I can take a joke. I don't know if this is a joke or if he was being an asshole or what the hell he was doing. So, needless to say, he screwed himself in the foot this time. But it's not really going to hurt anybody. That's the only downside. Google yanked him off of their preferred advertising program. Yeah. I agree with Pat. I don't see that doing any good or really doing Google any harm. Disney got rid of him. What does Disney need him for? They got Marvel. YouTube Red's done with him. And it's not going to be the end of him, though, unfortunately. He's going to do something royally stupid down the road. And he's going to shoot himself in the foot on this. And it's going to be bad. He's going to have to Bill Clinton it, which he seems to have a knack for doing, apparently. I mean, create all the videos you want defending yourself. Just explain this to us, at least to me anyway. Or, no, hell, I agree with that. Explain this to us. If the media, like I said, was mischaracterizing you, and if they still are mischaracterizing you, then explain to us how they should be characterizing you. Are you an asshole? Are you a jerk? Are you a racist bastard? What are you? If they're mischaracterizing you. Because you can't tell me that you didn't see this coming when you were editing the video. And you can't tell me that this was live. You can't say that you didn't know that this was going to happen. Because I know for a fact, I upload onto YouTube too, Felix. Okay? You have to put a title on the video when you upload it. Meaning that you knew what's in the video prior to it going up on YouTube. So try that one on for size. Really think before you try something else. But like I said, I really don't know how to word this. I mean, you want to yell at the guy, but at the same time, you know it's not going to do any good. It's like having a kid that's masturbating. You yell at him and tell him it's wrong. They're still going to do it. If you let them go, they're still going to do it. Let's see his fan base drop off the face of the earth. All of his precious money go away. Then maybe he'll see that there was something wrong. And for those of you out there that think I'm picking on him, or that want to dislike this video, go ahead. Because, like I said, I'm standing by what Pat Contry said. I'm standing by it. I hope I interpreted it correctly, but I'm standing by it either way. Because he's right. I mean, I will say this, what PewDiePie did was wrong. He knows it. I guarantee you he's going to know. I guarantee you he's going to find out the hard way that he should know it. That he should really think about what he puts the hell up on YouTube. And what he puts up in general. He's going to know. It's going to come back to bite him in the ass and hard. So, you know, it's going to happen. I don't know why, but it's going to happen. So, you know, PewDiePie, Felix, I hope that you learn a valuable lesson from this. But if you're just going to be some smug asshole that's just going to go, hell, I didn't really learn shit from this, I'm going to do it again because the people out there will be my shield, then there's no hope for you. But like I said, if you want to put up stupid stuff, go ahead. I'm not going to stop anybody from putting stupid shit up. I'm not part of the Kirito is always right foundation. where they stop people from doing stupid shit. I'm not part of that. I don't have a flashlight of truth that cuts through the darkness of shit. Nope. I don't have a light that cuts through the bullshit. Somebody else will have to do that. It's not going to be me. But I stand with Pat Contry. And if anybody wants to bitch at him, they got to go through me, and then they got to go through Ian. And anybody else that wants to stand by him. That's all I got to say on that. Alright, one final topic for the night, and I'm going to call it night because I can really get some sleep, and Backtracks USA is coming on. Who out there remembers Shaman King? Shaman King was a manga series that became an anime series. Was very good, by the way. I loved it. Unfortunately, the creator turned down new anime plans because the original cast and music could not be used. But still hopes for another opportunity. The Shaman King manga creator, Hiroyuki. Okay, my apologies. Hiroyuki Take. Comment, and I apologize if I mispronounced that, as always. Commented on Twitter on Tuesday that he turned down plans to make a new Shaman King anime because it could not use the original anime's voice, cast, and music. He added that he still hopes for another opportunity. In a quote directly from his Twitter account, and I'm assuming it's from his Twitter account, translated, by the way, because it's in kanji, which it looks really cool on my notepad, by the way. I wish I could figure out a way to read that without having to have it translated and writing that, because that is just really cool language. It is a very beautiful language the Japanese people have. I do have to admit that. I mean, very, very beautiful. I really do like that language. But here's what it says. I'm hoping I have it correctly. I'm hoping it is correctly. To be honest, there were serious discussions on an anime remake, but since we couldn't use the voice actors and music from the original work, I declined. Still, it would be nice to have another chance. The Shaman King anime adaptation aired for 64 episodes between 2001 and 2002 on 4Kids Entertainment. Licensed the series in 2003, released a localized version on television in the United States. Wasn't bad. I always loved the opening for that. In fact, it's one of my... Actually, I think I have the song version of it, which is really cool. The original manga began in 1998 and abruptly ended in Japan's Weekly Shonen Jump magazine in 2004, though a reprinting of the manga revealed a true ending in 2009. Takei drew a series of short stories titled Shaman King Zero in Shueisha's Jump X starting in November 2011, which I think was right about the time they started doing Shonen Jump Alpha, so I wouldn't doubt it. Wait. Yeah, that would have been about the time, give or take. Yeah. And published a sequel series titled Shaman King Flowers in the same magazine from 2012 to 2014. So, I for one wouldn't mind a Shaman King remake. I mean, hell, we've had Sailor Moon remake, Dragon Ball Z Kai, which I swear to God should have been burned the second it even came out. There are people that want a Cowboy Bebop remake. They can burn in hell. You have the Cyborg 009. I think they did like a remake movie sort of deal for that. So we've had remakes. Would be cool to have a remake of Shaman King. I mean, you had like a... Or they could go with this. They could go the way of Full Metal Alchemist. And have it go like sort of a spin-off sort of deal where it starts similar, but then goes in a totally different arc or a totally different direction, like maybe 15 episodes in. You know, and have like an entirely original story. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. Would be neat. That's never going to happen, though, but would be neat nonetheless. And that's pretty much going to do it this week for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. My voice and my throat are now killing me. My coughing's getting worse, and my throat feels like it's literally on fire. That's a wonderful feeling. So, as we'll close out like I usually do. If you have any ideas for the podcast, you know where to send them. acrpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any topics you would like aired on the podcast or something that you find on the internet during the week, something you come across, keep in mind, I am not limited to anime, manga, video games. I'm not limited to that. You want to send me something, just no political crap. I want nothing political. But if you want, send me something that you think I'll find interesting. You find something about a two-headed goat swallows the Holy Grail. I'll take it. I'll talk about it. Model kits or something. Toys, action figures. Any topic you think I can handle on the podcast or that you'd like to hear me talk about, please, by all means, send them to my email at acrpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to possibly sponsor this podcast, hey, got to keep the lights on somehow. I got a part-time job. I sell stuff on eBay, but that doesn't mean the bills are always going to be paid. All I got to have is one dry spell and get really, really sick, and I'm screwed. But if you'd like to possibly sponsor the podcast, if you want to take a shot at me, you want to have like a shot in the dark or something, be my guest. I welcome it. I am thinking about trying to branch out the podcast yet. I'm still looking into a couple things. I'm not sure how exactly it'll all work out, but I'm looking into it. So yeah, if you're interested in possibly sponsoring the podcast, shoot me an email at acrpodcast@gmail.com. So once again, topics, ideas for improvements, possible sponsorship. Send them all to all lowercase, by the way, acrpodcast@gmail.com. And until next week, when I will actually have had an entire Saturday to myself, peaceful, quiet, and I get paid next week too. Ooh boy, I just remembered that I got paid next week. So until then, dear friends, have a nice weekend. Have a nice week. Enjoy if you're in the East Coast, enjoy the warm, slight warm up that we're getting. I think it was like 60 today. I'm looking forward to that. And until next time, my name is Andrew Rhodes, thanking you for being here with me on the Absolutely Completely Random podcast for another week of fun in the sun and joyful bliss. And I hope I feel better next week. Bye, everybody.